So what was your biggest lesson for 2024?
The biggest lesson for me was understanding that I don't have to learn something new. I just need to be reminded of what I already know. And that is something that I'm really focusing on this year, because it's a lesson that I learned in 2024, is that going back to kind of like what really inspired me before. There's a lot of different times in my growth journey that I've really gained momentum or really felt inspired or motivated. And I went back to see what I was doing, from something as seemingly insignificant as what book I was reading, what workout I was doing, things like that. So that way I can recreate that excitement and that feeling that I had when I was really on fire. So that's what I learned.
A lot of times we learn lessons through like pain or through things that we struggle with, right? So when you think about that, lesson that you learned, is there a story that's attached to it or something that happened that got you to see, more than learning new things, I got to be reminded of like the things that I already know?
I think it was because I was starting to feel that slump or that like feeling of being stuck. And I've had that feeling before and I don't like it. So I know that in the past, I have done some really amazing things and I've really made some great progress, and I know I can do it again. So that's kind of like I had that feeling first of, I don't like this. This is not where I want to be. And then I'm like, but I know how to make it different. I know how to flip it, and I know what I need to do in order to get to that space.
How do you remind yourself of that? Because obviously it's easy for us to like in the moment, in the pain, we're like, hey, we're going to do this. But how do you do that in the day to day as you go to make sure that you're focused on that?
I think what it really is just understanding how I operate and what the systems and the habits that I have developed and that I had going on when I was feeling really good. And if I know that I am taking those small steps, that I can get there again. So it's not about, oh, I feel totally stuck and I don't know what to do, and I want to get over there, but it feels really far away and I feel like I have to work really hard. I just stop myself and think, okay, well, what's that one thing I could do? What's that one habit I can recreate and get into again? What is that book I can start reading? So it's those small steps that I know are going to build up again. And I know they're going to build up faster because it's like that muscle memory, right? Because I've already been there and I've already done that. And I know that if I start to get the ball rolling again, it's actually going to be moving a lot faster than it did when I first learned that lesson.
I love those questions you just asked. That's actually something we're going to be teaching next week in the Coach Accelerator, is how to ask yourself questions to get you tap into what you want instead of like what you don't, right? Because you're like, how could I do this? How might I be able to do this? Like what has worked in the past? And when you can grab onto those level of questions, it elevates you to a different feeling in your body. And then you can take different actions based off of that feeling, right? So definitely really powerful to ask yourself those better questions. I find that a lot of times our brains will accidentally ask us the wrong questions. Like, what is wrong with me? Why isn't this working fast enough? Or why aren't people signing up? Like all of those things are focused on what's broken, wrong, or missing, and you'll manifest more of that. As a coach, you're already making a difference in the world. But what if you could take your confidence and the results of your clients to a new height? If you're looking to fine-tune your feedback and guidance for even more client success, I'm here to help. During a free coaching call, we'll uncover new strategies to align your business with your values, increase your confidence, and help your clients achieve even more. Let's set you up for continued success and growth. Book your free call today. The link is below. Thank you for being willing to lean in, and let's get right back into the show. So the biggest lesson for 2024 for me, very similar to yours, is make sure that you keep stepping into new rooms. So what I mean by that is for the last 3 years, I've been working with a lot of my mentors where I'm actually helping them with facilitating, creating programs, growing it, the community, all of those aspects of things, right? Some of the things that I love to do and I do really, really well, right? And what I notice is that I stopped stepping into rooms that kind of forced me to grow. And so having some opportunities last year to step into rooms and seeing what I'm capable of, right, gave me the confidence to go, you know what, maybe it's time to get a little bit out of your comfort zone again in terms of like the business and where you're at right now and create something for yourself. And so that's obviously what we did by creating these new programs that we have for coaches, right? And so I'm reminding myself all the time, like my focus is to keep stepping into rooms where I feel uncomfortable, where I feel like maybe I'm not qualified, And by literally doing that and then going in there and using my skill of coaching, which sometimes the comparison game can come into play. But when you start comparing yourself on other people's playing fields, it's kind of unfair. But also comparing them on your playing field really feels like, okay, I can do this based off of my strengths, right? Mm-hmm. And so stepping into those rooms, I've yet to find a room that I've stepped into that hasn't helped me to grow and get me to see like I was supposed to be in this room in the first place. So that's really what my focus is to keep stepping into new rooms that feel uncomfortable, that get me out of my current status quo of where I'm at. And by doing that, I'm going to keep growing. And I hope you guys do the same. So keep stepping into those rooms. Of course, if there's a room that you'd like to step into that we can help you with, whether it's becoming a part of the Coach Accelerator, our certification, or even our Master Coach Collective, we'll leave you some links below because we have wait lists for all of those different things, but keep stepping into those rooms. Those are exactly where you need to be. How do you know if that's where you're supposed to be? Because if you're afraid, if you're nervous, if it doesn't feel like the right room, that's actually what makes it the right one.